From the All Indiana Podcast Network.
The All Indiana Podcast Network.
This is the News 8 Daily 8.
Now all the latest news.
Kylie Conway has all the news you need to know.
And more.
Please stand by.
This episode of News 8 Daily 8 is presented by Downtown Indy.
Now, here's Wish TV's Kylie Conway.
Hi, this is Kylie Conway, and this is the News 8 Daily 8 for Friday, November 20th. Happy Friday, everybody. We are going to climb to the lower 60s once again today, but without those strong winds like we had yesterday, there will be some clouds and a possible stray shower, which leads us into a pretty soggy and cool weekend. Eli Lilly and Company says there is enough supply of its second coronavirus treatment to meet demand. The drug is a pill that is combined with remdesivir for people hospitalized and on oxygen. The FDA gave it emergency approval yesterday. According to the agency, the combination of the drugs reduces recovery time. Lilly says it's working with hospitals and governments to ensure access to the drug. The Indianapolis-based company already sells the drug to treat arthritis. The authorization is temporary. Lilly will need to do more research to get full approval from the FDA. Pfizer will seek emergency authorization today for its COVID-19 vaccine. It's a move that means the vaccine could be available within weeks. Federal officials say by December they plan to have 40 million doses ready to go. The White House held its coronavirus briefing for the first time since July. General Gus Perna says once the authorization is given, distribution would start immediately. Perna says the vaccine would be delivered to every state. Pharmacies like CVS and Walgreens and healthcare centers would have it. Dr. Anthony Fauci is looking to settle some concerns about the vaccine.
And Walgreens and healthcare centers would have it.
The process of the speed did not compromise at all safety, nor did it compromise scientific integrity. It was a reflection of the extraordinary scientific advances in these types of vaccines, which allowed us to do things in months that actually took years before.
Fauci says the FDA will thoroughly study the data before approving any emergency use of a vaccine. And earlier this week, a final analysis showed Pfizer's vaccine to be 95% effective. Moderna is set to apply for emergency use authorization in the coming weeks as well. A CDC advisory committee is set to meet Monday to consider who will get the vaccine first. Leading health organizations are calling for a scaled-back Thanksgiving. The American Hospital, Medical, and Nurses Associations issued an open letter together. They want to avoid a repeat of the spikes in COVID-19 cases following Memorial Day, 4th of July, Labor Day, and Halloween. Organizations are asking you to celebrate responsibly, writing, "We are all weary and empathize with the desire to celebrate the holidays with family and friends. But given the serious risks, we underscore how important it is to wear masks, maintain physical distancing, and wash your hands." The CDC is issuing 2 pleas to Americans: don't travel for Thanksgiving and don't spend the holiday with people outside of your household. The CDC says traveling right now could further spread the virus from one part of the country to another. Right now, the travel advisory is only a recommendation, not a requirement. Greenfield Central Schools are switching their junior high to a hybrid schedule for at least 3 weeks. The district says the change will begin on Monday, November 30th. The school will operate this way through December 18th when winter break starts. School officials announced the decision is based on an increase in COVID-19 related absences among students and staff. Leaders will now decide the structure of a possible return in person at a later time. The head of the CDC insists that kids are not contracting coronavirus at school. Here's Robert Redfield.
The infections that we've identified in schools, when they've been evaluated, were not acquired in schools. They were actually acquired in the community and in the household. Today, as Dr. Burke said, our big threat for transmission is not the public square. It's small family gatherings.
Redfield says closing schools in an effort to contain the virus is counterproductive. And today you have a chance to get a free flu shot and a bag of Colts gear. The team and Meijer are teaming up for a free flu shot clinic, and it's a drive-through. You don't even have to get out of your car. They're taking COVID-19 precautions while trying to make sure you stay healthy all winter. It's a combined effort from Meijer, the state health department, and the Colts. All flu shots today are free, whether you have health insurance or not. Anyone 11 years old and up can get one from 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. You must wear a mask. You drive in through Gate 8 off Capitol Avenue, have your temperature taken, and answer a few questions, then get a flu shot. They do have a window for walk-ups. That's at Gate 7. But instead of a lollipop or sticker, you get Colts swag. IU Health sponsored a Colts Blue Friday giveaway with a decal, rally towel, poster, and a mask. For months now, medical officials have been warning the combination of flu season and the COVID-19 pandemic could be crippling to the country. Meijer pharmacies expect to give out 75% more flu shots this year. If you can't make it out to Lucas Oil Stadium, you can get a flu shot at nearly any pharmacy in town. And if you're insured, there's often no copay. There's another flu shot clinic next Tuesday at the Indianapolis Urban League.
Searching for a romantic summer getaway? Escape with Rich Girl Summer, the new Audible original from Lilly Chu. The exquisitely talented Philippa Sue, returning to narrate her 5th Lilly Chu title. This time, Philippa is joined by her real-life husband, Stephen Pasquale. Set in Toronto's wealthy cottage country, aka the Hamptons of Canada, Rich Girl Summer follows the story of Valerie, a down-on-her-luck event planner posing as a socialite's long-lost daughter, while piecing together the secrets surrounding a mysterious family and falling deeper and deeper in love with the impossibly hard-to-read and infuriatingly handsome family assistant, Nico. Caught between pretending to belong and unexpectedly finding where she truly fits in, Valerie learns her summer is about to get far more complicated than she ever planned. She's in over her head and head over heels. Listen to Rich Girl Summer now on Audible. Go to audible.com/richgirlsummer.
Georgia certifies its election results today. The Secretary of State says the hand recount of the presidential race ends with the same result. Joe Biden wins the state. The final results show Biden beating President Trump by 12,284 votes, a slight decrease over the initial machine count. Georgia law says county-by-county certification must be done by 5 this evening. Michigan's certification deadline is Monday, and today President Trump meets with Republican state lawmakers from Michigan. The Trump team has floated the idea of convincing state legislators to ignore the results of the vote and appoint Trump loyalists as electors who will back him in the Electoral College. The president-elect is criticizing President Trump over his efforts to overturn the results and his refusal to concede. Biden called Trump the most irresponsible president in American history.
I think they're witnessing incredible irresponsibility, incredibly damaging messages being sent to the rest of the world about how democracy functions. And I think it is, I don't know his motive, but I just think it's totally irresponsible.
Biden calls today's meeting outrageous and questions whether it's even legal. Here in Indianapolis, friends are mourning and remembering the owner of the Slippery Noodle. Hal Yagi Jr. died yesterday after a 2-year battle with lung cancer. Yagi took over the bar on Meridian Street near Lucas Oil Stadium after his father died in 1985. He turned it into what some call the heartbeat of the city. It even received national recognition, bringing in blues artists and other artists nationally known, regionally known. The loss of Yagi is hitting hard for those who knew him best, of course. His family says that you can honor Yagi with donations to his favorite charities, the American Cancer Society or the Indiana School for the Blind and Visually Impaired. And starting tomorrow, an anonymous donor will match Red Kettle donations up to $50,000. The Salvation Army says that could double every dollar dropped into a Red Kettle during the 5 days leading up to Thanksgiving. You can donate money where any bell ringers are stationed or online. The Red Kettle campaign's goal is to raise $3.2 million throughout central Indiana. Now to business headlines. Airlines say Thanksgiving demand is faltering as CDC warns Americans not to travel. United Airlines, Southwest Airlines, and American Airlines said Thursday that they've seen an increase in cancellations and a decrease in new bookings as a surge in COVID-19 cases has rattled nearly every state in the country. And the cruise line industry says 254,000 American jobs and $32 billion in economic activity has been lost. Cruise lines likely won't be able to come back in a meaningful way until the spring. And Macy's says it has plans in place to close additional stores if necessary due to COVID, but it's hopeful that it won't be the case. One of the company's locations in El Paso, Texas is closed due to a surge in cases there. Macy's is monitoring other communities closely and has a strategy to work through additional store closures. Radio Shack lives to see another day. The bankrupt electronics store is staging a comeback online. 2 entrepreneurs bought the rights to Radio Shack and hope to expand it to anything consumer electronics, home, the phone business, and home security. And 2020 brings with it the first AI Santa. It comes from a company called Storyfile, which specializes in things like voice-activated video. The result is an interactive website where Father Christmas answers questions as if in person. Storyfile staff tested the app on children before launching AskSanta.com, which is live until New Year's Eve. Ask Santa is free to use, and there is no time limit. All right, now to some local sports headlines. IU kicker Jack Cardillo shared his team pep talk on Twitter ahead of tomorrow's game against Ohio State University. Huge game, both teams undefeated. So IU football team chooses a word to focus on each week. This week's word was now. You can hear Cardillo emphasize the now in this pep talk. Take a listen.
All right, what's our one word for this week? Now. Jack Cardillo, where you at? Jack's one word is now. He's going to tell the group why he picked it.
All right, Dillon.
Yeah, baby!
Hey, before you can win on Saturday, you got to win now. You got to win today. What does Coach always say? Preparation creates what?
Confidence.
Preparation creates what?
Confidence.
When do we prepare? We prepare now. We prepare today. Part of the reason I chose that word is how you live out every single day. Some people in today's world, they didn't wake up this morning, but you did. What are you going to do with that opportunity? Seize the day, seize the now. That's all I got.
I'd say that's pretty inspiring there. Both teams, again, undefeated into the Big Ten battle, but it's going to be a hefty challenge for the Hoosiers. Last year, the Buckeyes beat them in a blowout, 51-10. The last time the Hoosiers defeated Ohio State was 1988. Kickoff is set for noon tomorrow. Now to the Colts, our player analyst is feeling snubbed, and that may be a good thing. Darius Leonard says he has something to prove to the quarterback of the Packers, Aaron Rodgers.
Darius, I know you're a guy who likes to find some motivation for yourself. It was a couple weeks ago, Aaron Rodgers told Fred Warner he was the best linebacker in football. I think you already know this.
Yeah, I seen it. I seen it as soon as he said it. You hear things like that just give you that extra motivation to go out and play. I've been looking forward to this game ever since he said it. Just kind of, he's been in the league for a long time, and for him to say that to Fred Warner, they play on time twice a year. So my first time, I want to leave a mark, and hopefully change his mind of what he said about that.
And as always, we will get you ready for the game. Tune in to Wish TV for analysis and live reports from the stadium. Countdown to kickoff is from 11 a.m. to noon. It is the only one-hour Colts pregame show in the state. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 for Wish TV. I'm Kylie Conway, online at wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook when you search Wish TV.
This episode of News 8 Daily 8 is presented by Downtown Indy.
Check out more podcasts from the All Indiana Podcast Network now at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.
allindianapodcastnetwork.com.